heard of cold soaking meals? It's something that backpackers have been doing forever to save fuel. But it is a useful technique for campers too. Sometimes it's just too hot to cook, or you just don't have the energy, and a salad or sandwich just will not do. It's basically just letting something like a grain or noodle marinate in unheated water until it's softened, rather than boiling it. If you have ever made overnight oats or chia pudding, you've cold soaked. Here are some cold soaked camping dishes that I've made recently. Also, I forgot my tripod in the car, so we are gonna have to do handheld. So let's see how our soaked couscous went. There are the beans on top. Not surprising, I probably need to give it a good stir. That's gonna require 2 hands. Hold please. All right, now we got some fruit and some couscous in here. And the couscous looks fluffy. Fruit looks hydrated. Let's see. Oh, that bear seasoning. Spicy. Spicy for me. I think this works. Oh, all that spice is on top. Let's see. Yep. Gunther. One more thing we gotta do before we leave is do a little lunch prep, and that is to soak these noodles, and they're just gonna be a cold soak. And I think this doesn't work with regular rice noodles. It has to be rice ramen or just regular ramen noodles, because as I understand it, ramen noodles have been made, have been cooked, have been made, and then cooked, and then dried. So they've already been cooked once, as opposed to regular rice noodles have just been made. So since they've been made and cooked, then we're just rehydrating. So got my leftover coffee water and then a little bit of drinking water. Just enough to cover them. And then I'm gonna stick these in the cooler. Of course, we have our noodles that we soaked today. Yeah, and they look really well hydrated. I'm going to drain off a little of this water. There we go. So I just going to make like peanut noodles basically. And you could of course just use peanut butter, but I have that, oops, not that one. I have that peanut butter powder. No sir, this is not for you. So I'm going to try that. I don't know how much is right. And then I was just going to add packets of soy sauce and packets of sriracha, which I brought both. But then I remembered I made this dipping sauce for the pot stickers, which is soy sauce, rice vinegar, and a little bit of sriracha. Let's see how that goes. A little thin. And I think that is because I don't have the fat and oil from peanut butter. So I'm just going to try and compensate with more pea beef powder. Now it's really starting to stick. If you use crunchy peanut butter, you don't have to do any of this. And then finally, hear me out. Everything bagel seasoning. Because think about it, it's sesame seeds, black sesame seeds, dried garlic. I think there's dried onion in here. All would be fantastic on a peanut noodle. What was that? That was like a 5-minute 5-minute meal. Basically, it is cold s'mores, or it's like a refrigerator cake s'mores flavor. I won't call them s'mores, but it's based on Sunny Anderson's Magic S'mores, but it's kind of like I said, an icebox cake or like banana pudding. You take a cookie-like layer and something that'll make it soggy, like pudding or Cool Whip or whatever, and you get something that's like cake after a while. In this case, the original recipe does call for graham crackers, but when I buy a box of graham crackers, I use like 2, and then I have 87 graham crackers left. So I thought it would be cool to use like Teddy Grahams. Those are nice little single serve pouches. These are Bear Grahams that I got at Dollar Tree. If you find yourself in Dollar Tree thinking about getting Bear Grahams, I wouldn't. To be honest, there's a little something. It took me forever to place it. It's a minerally. I finally put my finger on it. It reminds me of molasses, like that. Anyway, so pudding, graham crackers, whatever, and fluff or generic fluff. First up, layer of pudding. And I brought this clear container just to show off, hopefully, a nice strata of ingredients. Grams. Next, fluff. Clean your spoon. Now, Sunny Anderson blends this in a stand mixer with whipping cream to make it easier to spread. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just going to stir the bejesus out of it best I can with a plastic spoon. And then put some globules in there. Just as my manager at Domino's used to say, itemize to the edges. This is a double serving. For sure. Good thing I brought a spare. Yeah, this is definitely at least 2 servings. Grams. Oh no. Start in the middle. I hear a wiener. Hi, bud. You had dinner, sir. We gotta have enough room for whip. I think this time I'm just gonna do little daubs. Now, the original recipe, she shaved some chocolate on top. I think you could just crumble some graham crackers, but we're gonna do something special later. And you just let it sit. We are gonna go put this in the cooler. And why not? since I didn't eat it last night. Now my plan was to brulee it, but it's been in the fridge, and I'm afraid I'm going to shatter this glass. Looks pretty good though. Let's see if we got the striation. Yeah, it's kind of layered. Not the neatest. Ah, ah. There we go. No glass was shattered. It actually didn't even get warm. This is pretty thick glass. All right, let's give her a whirl. Kind of watery. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, not sure where all this water is coming from. Tastes good and s'moresy though. I'm gonna drain this off. That's a little better. That's very strange because I made this at home and that didn't happen. The only thing I think of is maybe I let it sit too long. Because when I made it at home, I just let it sit for about 4 hours. Yeah, that's better. I think it was just in that one corner. Wow, that was so much sugar I'm seeing in other dimensions.